A lot going on in the rest of the day's news, though, as well. Let's get the very latest with Wendy. Good morning.
Thank you both. Good morning to you at home. First of all, to the bushfire emergency in the Blue Mountains west of Sydney this morning. Firefighters believe that a blaze that gutted a home there and seriously damaged another may have been deliberately lit. We'll speak to the Rural Fire Service in just a moment, but first of all, let's go live to Nine's Vicky Jardim in Katoomba. Vicky, good morning to you. What's the latest there?
Well, Wendy, thankfully the emergency warning has been downgraded, but the threat is far from over. Residents are being urged to remain vigilant, with the fires still burning in rugged bushland just right off here at Cliff Road at Katoomba. Now, what makes this situation even worse is that this fire is being treated as suspicious. Investigators have now been brought in to work out exactly what has happened here. Now, the Rural Fire Service yesterday believed it had the fire under control, but around 3 p.m, the winds whipped up, bringing the blaze right towards the house just behind me. Now, it caught many residents off guard. Around 60 on this street were forced to flee their homes in fairly dangerous conditions. This is what one resident had to say.
Not much you can do. You know, you just have to make sure everyone's safe, everyone's out of the place, everyone in the house is insured. Your lives are more important than the possessions.
Now, Wendy, initially there were reports that 2 homes had been destroyed during the fire, but the property just behind me is fairly large and there are entrances on 2 separate streets. So late yesterday, that was revised back down to 1 home destroyed. The residents are today on high alert and they're just waiting and watching, just hoping that this fire doesn't flare up once again.
All right, Vicky Jardim, thank you. Now let's go to RFS Acting Manager Ben Shepherd. Ben, good morning to you and thank you for your time. A huge night for fire crews. How are they holding up?
Yeah, look, a lot of good work was done overnight with mopping up and blacking out on top of the cliff. But the concentration today is going to have to be on that valley floor where in a number of cases it has actually dropped over the escarpment. So we'll be assessing that this morning from the air and looking at installing remote area firefighters, both from National Parks and Rural Fire Service, down in an effort to try and get that fire under control.
What about the weather outlook? Is it favourable for you guys?
Look, we're not expecting to see those hot conditions like we saw yesterday. There's still some gusty winds around this morning which may flare that fire. That's why we're asking the people in that Cliff Road to be vigilant. We may see a flaring of that fire. That may throw embers towards those homes. But look, yeah, thankfully we're not seeing the similar conditions as we saw yesterday.
And just quickly, what are your thoughts when you hear that this may have been deliberately lit?
Look, it's frustrating. The community doesn't accept it. We don't accept it. Anyone with information should share that with Crime Stoppers. But those fire investigators will be on that fire ground today to determine where and how that fire started.
All right, Ben Shepherd, thank you very much for your time this morning. Appreciate it.